so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans their true nationality according to the Bible. The true gospel of Christ according to the Bible. Because believe it or not, we have not been taught the true understanding, the true message of the Bible till this day. Even though we got multiple churches all throughout our neighborhoods, all throughout the city. We got Mount Hebron Baptist Church right here. We got mosques all over the city. But guess what? The true understanding of the Bible is not in the black community. Now, why are we out here? Read that. Ezekiel 3, and I think is it 17 I want? Yes, sir. Read that. I think it's verse 7. Get the to them of the captivity. Is that what I wanted? Verse 7, 3 and what? 11? Yep, that's what I want. Read that.
Yes, sir. Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 11. And go, get thee to them of the captivity.
The Most High sent the prophet Ezekiel in his time to go and get who? His people that were taken captive. Likewise today. The Lord is also sending his prophets in the latter times. That's what you see. All these brothers up here, what do you think we doing? We coming out here to get the children of the captivity. Who are the children of the captivity? These people that you see on this sign right here. The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the children of the diaspora. You are the children of captivity. Our ancestors were made slaves in this land, and guess what? We never left. We never left. What we end up doing, we end up making this place our homeland. As if we're from here. We've become assimilated in this land. But guess what? God is sending forth his messengers to teach our people what is to come in the latter days. How we are to prepare for what's to come in the latter days. Give me Amos 3. Because the question that all of our people should be having when they go to these churches, like these Baptist churches, these Seventh-day Adventist churches, these Lutheran churches, the question you should have is, how did we get here? Why did the Lord allow us to go into captivity to get here? That should be the question. Read this, watch this. Amos 3, start at verse 2. Now, verse 1.
Amos chapter 3, verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known.
God says the only people that he is known out of all the races that he created, out of all the races he divided to live in different lands, he said Israel is the people that he's known, that he actually acknowledges, that he actually pays attention to. Watch this, read.
Amos chapter 3, verse 2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
So guess what, black man, black woman? If you wonder why is it that we always go through a unique oppression, we always going through unique circumstances while we live, we filling in the ghettos or slums of our communities. Why in Jackson, Mississippi, only in the black communities they don't have water now. They flooded out the black communities so the white communities could have water. You wonder why these things are happening specifically to us time and time again, decade after decade again. Read it again, let's see why.
Amos chapter 3, verse 2. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquity.
Because guess what? You are a special people. My brother over there getting gas, right there in the white shirt. Come, give me a couple minutes of your time, bro. 5 minutes of your time. That's all we asking. If you believe in the Bible, you can at least give the Bible 5 minutes. Majority of our people, besides on Sunday, they don't give the Bible 2 seconds at a time.
Right.
We too busy with video games, rap music. You know what I'm saying? The Facebook.
Right.
We don't give God no time. We just ask for 5 minutes, bro. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Now read that again.
Amos chapter 3, verse 2.
I want you to listen to this, bro, while you're walking over here. Read that.
You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore, I will punish you for all your iniquities.
My brother, what's your name? What's that?
Ralph.
You said Ralph? Yeah. Ralph. Okay, brother Ralph. My name is Soraya. You seen this out here before? No? You believe in the Bible though, right? Good. All praises. What we out here trying to do is we trying to show our people who we come from in the Bible and why we going through the things that we going through today. Because let me ask you this. The oppression that we suffer in this land, is it normal? Is it normal? It's not normal, right? You don't have every race that lives here going through the same things that we do. My question to you is, why is that? From a biblical perspective, why is that? You say we killing each other? I mean, yeah. But I'm saying, okay, you believe God is in control of all these things though, right? Everything we do on a daily basis. Right. So, okay then, my question to you is, what was the reasoning for this? Because that's why we even here in the first place. Is our ancestors went through this, the slave trade. Went through something like this. My question to you is, if everything happens for a reason and he controls it, why? Why out of everybody he just chose us to do that? Because I don't know a whole bunch of racist history that they went through this. They may have went through some type of indentured servitude, you know what I'm saying? They worked hard and got paid for it. But I don't know too many races that went through this. So I'm asking you, that's a question. You don't know?
Different time.
You said different time?
I say it's right.
But we thinking from a God mindset, right? Why did he let these people go through this? Deuteronomy 28:15. You don't know. Good. Now, have you grown up in church majority of your life? Were you raised in church? Raised up in church? Up until you was about 6 or 7? Okay, cool. And after that, you probably stopped going or whatever. Stopped. All right. The reason I ask that is because majority of us, when we grow up in these churches and these institutions, we supposed to be learning this, bro. From a biblical perspective, if you call yourself believing the Bible, we supposed to be learning this. Now watch the answer that the Bible gives about that question. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
I'm going to catch you up to speed a little bit. Are you familiar with biblical history at all a little bit? Do you read the Bible a little bit or no? You just like, Okay, cool. Majority of our people like that, bro, but I'm glad you got the honesty to admit it, right? So I'm going to catch you up to speed. Are you familiar with Moses at all? You heard of that name before? And he freed his people out of Egypt, told Pharaoh, let my people go. The people he freed were called the Israelites, or the 12 tribes of Israel. That's the names you see on this left side of the sign right here, right? Now, what we're reading now is what he's telling this people after he done freed them. Now read it again for him. Now watch what he tells the people after he done freed them. Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
Are you familiar with Moses? He getting the tables of stone with the commandments, right? You familiar with that? So now he's telling his people, it said, it will happen in the future. If you do not listen to the Lord and do these commandments he just gave me to teach you, watch what's going to happen. Read.
That all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, Moses told these people that if they don't listen, curses were going to come upon these people in the future. It will come to pass, right? I want you to listen. Tonight he's going to document and actually write down what some of these curses would be. I want you to listen to them and see, does any of them ring a bell to you? If they sound familiar to you. Watch this. Give me verse 64. Verse 64. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other, and thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Now he said that this people will be scattered from one end of the earth even unto the other. Now if they just got freed out of Egypt, what side of the earth they on? Do you know what part of earth Egypt is on, or what continent it is on? It's Africa. So that's the eastern hemisphere, right? Let me see if I got that map under here. Let me use this one. See if it's on this one right here. Yep. So you see right here in this blue? This is Egypt. This is on the eastern side, eastern hemisphere of the earth, right? He just freed them out of this part of the earth. They just came out of that country, right? He said, now a curse would be, you will be scattered from one end of the earth, from the eastern hemisphere to the other side. Now what's on the other side? If they already on the east, what's on the other side? Yeah. How you doing, my sister?
All right.
What's your name?
Diane.
Said Diane? Diane. Okay, Sister Diane. My name is Soraya. What I'm going over with my brother Ralph here is the history of who we are in the Bible. That's what I'm trying to show my brother. Are you familiar with who we are in the Bible?
Of course. We just got through talking about it.
You just got through talking about it. Cool. Well, I'm going to show you how we know who we are in the Bible, right? So now, if they already on the eastern hemisphere, because you're familiar with Moses freeing his people out of Egypt, right? So if he freed them out of Egypt, they already on the continent of Africa. They're already there.
Right.
Now watch what Moses, I want you to listen to what Moses told his people what happened to them if they broke the commandments. Watch this, listen. Read verse 64 again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth, even unto the other.
He said that they would be scattered. If they broke the commandments that the Lord gave him to teach them, they would be scattered amongst all people, from one end of the earth, even unto the other. So they already in Africa. So I asked the brother, I said, if they already on the eastern side of the world, what's the other side of the world? What's the other side? They already on the east side. What's the opposite of east? West. So what they call this side of Earth that we on right now? The Western Hemisphere. That's what they call it. This is the Western Hemisphere. So they are already over there. Now what? Now Moses told them, he said they would be scattered amongst all people. Now whose history were they transported or forced to go from the eastern side or from Africa to this side of the earth? Who history is that? You said who? Yeah, who in history did that happen to, where they were forcefully moved? Exactly. Now when did Moses say that these things will happen? Did he say it will happen during that time back then? What did he say? Right. Now these are the children of Israel. Now you still with me? These are the children of Israel he's speaking to. He said that this will happen, it will come to pass in the future. So now, if he's telling them it will come to pass in the future that you're going to be scattered amongst all people, because can you not find black folks amongst in the Caribbean islands, in South America, in North America, in Canada, in the UK, you could even farther east in Asia. Can you not find black folks there? So it sounds like they're amongst all people, does it not? So now, if Moses said that and it fits our history, now who does that say that we are? You said what? We what? I mean, we living in the future of this, yeah. But if Moses speaking to the Israelites that this will happen to, and in history it happened to who? The so-called blacks that we know about today, what does that make our ancestry? Who does that make our fathers then? Is Moses speaking to our fathers then? You say what? Yes, he said that this will happen in the future to these people. Their children, basically. So now if he's speaking to them and it happened to our fathers, who does that make our ancestors then? I'm going to help you out. I'm Deuteronomy 1:1. I'm going to help you out. I want both of y'all to take a look at this sign. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 1, verse 1. These be the words which Moses speak unto all Israel.
Speaking to who?
All Israel on this side of Jordan in the wilderness.
What I want you to pay attention to is Moses is speaking this, like we read earlier, to these 12 tribes right here. And guess what? The children or descendants of these 12 tribes are these demographic of people that you see on this side, or races. The so-called African Americans, the West Indian blacks, which I mentioned, the Caribbean, right? You got Jamaicans, you got Trinidadians, you got Dominicans. You got a whole bunch of different islands in the Caribbean that are filled with our people. Those would be the so-called tribe of Benjamin. You got the Haitians, which would be the tribe of Levi, and so on and so forth. We make up, or the children of slave trade, or the children of captivity, we make up the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right.
So who Moses speaking to? He's speaking to our ancestors.
That's right.
He's speaking to our ancestors. He told our forefathers that, guess what? If we stop keeping the commandments, we would go through this right here. And guess what? Did we go through it? Absolutely. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you some more proof. Give me verse 42, I think is, no, yeah, 42 I think is what I want. Watch this. Watch what Moses said what happened to our children. Watch this. 40, is that what I want? 41.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
Now, have you seen movies like 12 Years a Slave, Birth of a Nation, Roots, things of that nature. What do you see oftentimes in those movies? Let me see if they got it up here on this sign. Dang, I don't see it on this sign. Nope. What do you see in those movies oftentimes at those auctions? Do they keep our families together? What usually happened? What they did? They separated the parents from what? The children. That's why we got we can have family in Canada right now, don't know. We got family in the islands, we don't know. We'll probably never meet, never find out. Because why? They separated us. They separated us. So what the Bible say? Read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters.
You shall have children, sons and daughters. But what happened to them? Read.
But thou shalt not enjoy them, for they shall go into captivity.
So as soon as that baby coming out of your womb, he already promised to Master Charles over here. He already said, like, hey, she pregnant, give me about 500. You got the child. You gonna have a good working Negro boy. You know what I'm saying? That befits our history. But Moses speaking this to who? The same people that God told him to free. Why would God tell him to free this people? Watch this, Deuteronomy 7:6. I'm gonna show you something how God feels about this people. Even though he made them go through this. About us. How he feels about us. Even though he had us go through this. Watch this. Deuteronomy 7:6.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
That's why Moses was sent to free those people, because God it was already preordained, and he chose us to be special to him. Right? Read.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Did you say above or equal? Read it again.
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Dang, don't that sound weird? Because ain't we taught here that everybody is equal? Right. Every man and woman, we on the same, we given the same opportunities, we all equal, nobody is better than the other. But what's God's perspective on that? He said, I got a chosen people that I chose to be special to me, and I declare them to be above all people. Now, what type of statement does that sound like? If a white person had the belief that their race is superior to every other race, what would you call him? What would you call him? We in Alabama. Come on, don't act like y'all don't know what that sounds like. We in the heart of the South, where the Klan reigns supreme. You know what I'm saying? What does that sound like if somebody's like, yeah, white power, we're better than... Yeah, white power, what does that sound like? What is that equal with? What do we combine? What do we make it synonymous with? Racism. We would call him a racist. Right? But read this again. What did God say? Watch this.
Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. But thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
So what type of statement is that? Exactly. But what type of statement? What would that be? What statement would that? Dang, how would that be considered today? Is the words I'm looking for. If I was to walk around saying that, what would that be considered? It'd be a racist. You know what I'm saying? That's what it will be. So what does that make how he feels about us? That's a racist statement. That is. But guess what? The Lord said you a special people.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.